10th standard children, are you there? It's for you today. Well, I'm going to tell you about notice writing. So firstly, let me tell you what is a notice. A notice is a formal announcement. It's a formal public announcement made for an event or an activity. That's what is a notice. So now let me tell you about the do's and don'ts of notice writing. Okay? Well, I forgot to tell you one thing. That is question number 41 in your public exam, right? Keep that in mind. Now, let me tell you the do's first. The do's in notice writing. Okay? So, the first point in do's is notice should be written inside a box. The second point is it should be short and crisp. The third point, it should be in third person. Fourth point, only information available in the question should be there in the notice. Now, let me tell you about the don'ts. The first point, do not exceed the word limit. The word limit is 50 words. Do not exceed that. The second point in don'ts is don't use first person. The third point for don'ts is don't give personal information. That's about the third point in don'ts. Now it's the right time for me to tell you about the format. Everything has got a format, right? The first point in the format is name of the school or organization should be written. It should be written in bold letters. The second point in format is the word notice should be in the center and it should be in bold letters. The third point is date of issuing the notice. On which date the notice is issued, that should be stated on the left hand side. The fourth point is suitable caption or title should be given for the notice. The fifth point, target group. You have to mention the target group clearly. That means to whom you're addressing the notice. It's for people or students. You have to very clearly mention it. The sixth point in format is purpose of the notice. What's the purpose of the notice? Why are you issuing the notice? You have to state that. Seventh point is all relevant details. The schedule. Like date, venue, time, all these should be given in a very clear-cut manner. The eighth point is the signature or name or even the designation of the person issuing the notice should be given. This is about the format. Well, all of a sudden I found a very easy method to really remember the format. The 5 W's. The 5 W's you can keep in mind like that. So the first W is what. What is the event about? The second W, where, location or venue of the event. The third W, when, time and date. The fourth W, who, the target group. who are all supposed to adhere to the notice. That is what I mean is like, no, the notice is issued for whom? To whom are we really targeting the notice to? The fifth point is whom. Whom to contact or to get in touch with. So that's about the 5 W's, about the format. Here I've got an example for you for the notice writing. So I'm going to go through it for you all. That's going to help you a lot, right? So your school has planned on an educational trip to Q.No. So when you write the notice, in the first line you can start with Government Higher Secondary School, Vellore. In the second line you can write notice and Government Higher Secondary School, Vellore. In the first line, that should be in the middle, in the center of the line. Notice also, which is in the second line, should be in the center of the line. In the third line, you've got the date. And another thing, Government Higher Secondary School, Vellore is in the first line, and it should be in bold letters. In the second line, notice, that also should be in bold letters. So as I said before, in the third line you can write the date, and the date has to be in the left side corner. For example, I have a date here, 29/1/2020. In the first line I've got Government Higher Secondary School, Vellore, which is in the middle. Second line I have notice in the middle, both in bold letters. Third line I've got the date in the left side corner. In the fourth line you can write the title, or you call the caption, Educational Trip to Q.No. And you can underline it. Underline the caption, right? So in the next line you can start with the content. Our school is organizing an educational trip to Q.No., the lab of Tamil culture for the 10th standard students, on 9/2/2020. Here, if you watch, the 10th standard students is the target group. So the notice is for the 10th standard children. So I'll continue with the content. Interested students contact the undersigned, Mr. Adan, Department of Tamil. So here, if you check in this example what I've gone through for you, you've got the 5 W's. The first W is what? So this notice is for what? It's about a trip which is planned. It's an educational trip which is planned to Q.No. And the second W is where. So where? The place is Q.No., right? So it refers to the place. Where? When? So when refers to the time and date. When refers to the time and date. It is on 9th of February 2020. Fourth, W is who. That refers to the target group. The target group is none other than the 10th standard students. Fifth, here, the fifth W is whom. It means whom to contact or get in touch with. It's Mr. Adan, Department of Tamil. These are the 5 W's. In fact, you all have watched it. I'll take it for granted, right? So I've given a clear-cut idea as to how you can draft out the notice. Your 41st question in your exam it'll be, that is notice writing, right? So in the next video I'll come up with some other useful question, because I want to deal with some questions in your public exam, right? So you can get a whole lot of marks. So with this in mind, I want to say bye-bye. God bless you.